Hi there, it's Siobhan from enjoyrunning.net. I'm doing a short video today because I wanted to share with you some of my ideas on monitoring recovery. The interference to our training caused by the COVID-19 outbreak and the need for most of us to abandon cherished training plans as we prepared for races and saw those race dates deferred means, as I said last time, that we are suddenly presented with this opportunity to have a look at how we're training, maybe to step back a bit, to get an opportunity to recover fully from injury. This video is about some of the factors related to recovery. Those of you who have had any input from me in your training would realise that when I go on about recovery, I'm talking about sleep, quantity and quality of sleep, nutrition, so what you eat, the macronutrients, the micronutrients, how we deal with stress. Today I want to speak a little bit about the nutrition side, and in a very general sense. There's a lot of information out there. I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, but as a coach I look at the diet that my athletes are taking in, and I consider very broadly whether or not they're providing their body with the correct level of nutrition and level of energy required for training. When we train, we cause a breakdown of our bodies, and during the recovery period, our bodies get built up again, hopefully to be stronger and more capable of training and more capable of, in the case of runners, racing. All athletic and sporting disciplines have to deal with this. In the weightlifting community, it's a really fundamental part of what they do, because to build muscle you have to have caloric excess, yet for many bodybuilders, for any weightlifters competing, they're working within weight categories, they need to come in under the weight just like boxers do, for example, so they have to be at the correct weight on competition day, so they will often have to shed some weight to make their weight category. So these sports are very, very used to gaining weight and then cutting to lose weight. In distance running, if we look around at most competitive athletes in the distance running events, they are relatively thin because, of course, carrying excess weight would reduce performance. So as one moves towards race day, perhaps, as a competitive athlete, certainly one would watch one's weight and you would be working to get to your racing weight. In the off-season, however, most sensible athletes will gain a little weight to allow their body to recover fully, to have a bit of caloric excess, so that the body can heal any injury and it reduces the stress. Being in caloric deficit causes stress for the body. At a recreational runner level, of course, we don't have to worry so much about weight, thankfully. So you see, if at a park run, you see people of all shapes and sizes. It is also fair to say that many people take up running and take up exercise in general in an effort to improve their health. So not only their aerobic capability, their ability to run without getting too puffed, but also perhaps to shed some weight. This can lead to some unhealthy behaviours, and most of us have heard of relative caloric deficiency or relative energy deficiency. It has been called various things over the years. In this period of a few months at least, where none of us have any races to go for, so no racing weight to attain for the purpose of performance at least, it is wise for people to consider how they nourish their body, and to ensure that we permit our bodies to recover well, to not be excessively stressed by a caloric deficit. So it is worthwhile having a look at how much we're eating, the quality of that food, and the balance between the various components of that food, the macronutrients of protein, carbohydrate, fat, and then perhaps looking more in detail at some of the micronutrients. So the levels of iron, vitamin, minerals, other minerals other than iron. There's a wealth of information out there from relatively good quality sources, starting perhaps with the NHS and working outwards, which should help people to take in the sorts of food in the sorts of quantities and balance that will make their bodies stronger and healthier, and in fact maybe boost our immune system, so that should we be unlucky enough to contract COVID, that we have a better chance of fighting it. That's all on nutrition. In a future video I will look at aspects of stress reduction and aspects of sleep and sleep quality, and ultimately also at ways in which we can monitor our recovery so that we can ensure that we are ready for the sort of training session that we have planned in for today. Bye for the minute.